Hello, my name is Tejaswi Sririam and I'm a sophomore at William B. Travis High School. As a high schooler, I've realized how stressed I am. But why am I and others stressed? Is it because of the workload? Is it because of the events happening in our lives? To determine whether or not high school students are stressed and what factors cause this stress, I completed a survey-based research project.
With my findings, I answered the three main questions. Are high school students stressed? If high schoolers are stressed, what factors cause that stress? How does one reduce stress in high schoolers? But first, let's take a look at what stress is. Stress is basically our body's reaction to a challenge or event. It is a feeling of emotional and/or physical tension. There are two types of stress, acute and chronic. Acute stress is short-term and helps you in a dangerous situation or during exciting events. This is the most common type of stress, and a person can face acute stress multiple times in a day. To respond to acute stress, your brain will become more alert, your pulse may increase, and your muscles may tense. Some examples of acute stress include an alarm clock going off, an assignment being due, or a traffic jam on the way to school. Chronic stress is long-term and can lead to very serious health problems over time. Unlike acute stress, which is only present due to a challenge or event, chronic stress is always present. After long periods of time, one may find the feeling of chronic stress normal. Some examples of chronic stress are financial struggles, recovery from traumatic events, or constantly working for school. Now let me explain what the survey entailed. In order to successfully gather data to answer the three main questions, I sent out a survey. The purpose of the survey was to assess the levels of stress and their causes in high school students from the grades 9 to 12, to better understand why high school students are stressed. Through the survey, I was able to understand how many days a week high schoolers were stressed, what kind of stress factors cause stress within and outside of school, and much more. Here are some general data from the survey. This survey had participants from 5 out of the 7 continents in the world. Travis High School students account for about 38% of participants. FBIC students account for about 78% of participants. Out of all the participants, 68 identified as a female with she/her pronouns. This survey was 100% anonymous, and any name or email participants gave were not required, nor did they affect the data in any way. Let's now move on to understanding the results from the survey. The three main questions I set out to answer were, are high school students stressed? If high schoolers are stressed, what factors cause that stress? And how does one reduce stress in high schoolers? Through the survey, I was able to answer all three. Are high school students stressed? Based on the survey, yes, high school students are stressed. Out of the total participants, 84% felt stressed on an average of 3 or more days in a week. This, along with the fact that 93% of participants felt some level of stress every day, leads me to conclude that high school students are stressed. Why are high schoolers stressed? To determine this answer, I gathered data for stress factors from school and stress factors outside of school. The majority of participants find the following to be stress factors due to school: homework, grades, upcoming deadlines and assignments due, poor sleep schedule, lack of time, and preparing for college. These factors are common things that all high school students do, and while some like homework and upcoming deadlines count as acute stress, others like poor sleep schedule and preparing for college can count as chronic stress. For high schoolers, not only are there school-related stress factors, but also life stress factors. Majority of participants found the following to be stress factors outside of school: COVID-19, pressure and acceptance from parents, friends, and society, having no support system, not being able to make a change in the world, mental or physical illness, and being ready for the future. All these stress factors can go on for very long periods of time and can cause health problems physically and mentally. When asked, participants indicated that there were and are health effects due to these chronic stresses. Some of the health issues include emotional breakdowns, lack of energy, lack of concentration, too much or too little sleep, weight loss, and gain. This survey helped me understand what was causing stress in high schoolers, but as I saw these results, I wondered how one could reduce stress. The majority of participants indicated through their responses that they suffer from both acute and chronic stress. While acute stress is normal, chronic stress is deadly, and therefore there has to be a way to reduce these stress levels. The third question was, how does one reduce stress in high schoolers? Through research, I was able to conclude that there are ways to reduce stress. Here are some of the suggestions based on research: psychotherapy, sleeping more, writing in a journal, and expressing oneself through art forms. The coping methods listed were some ways psychologists and professionals feel stress can be controlled. Here are some methods I believe are helpful in dealing with stress for high schoolers and administrators. Students should take breaks between assignments. Administrators of schools could give no homework nights once a month. I have now answered the three main questions mentioned earlier.
After answering these questions through my survey, as well as research, I have a deeper understanding as to why high schoolers are stressed. This project has helped me realize that sometimes it's better to stop and smell the roses. Stress is a serious issue for high schoolers, and administrators as well as students must join hands in reducing stress levels.
I will continue to research stress in high schoolers and find out how to reduce stress and stress-inducing situations. Thank you for watching!